why did I not want to go back again to the Kichatna spires? Because after doing the climb last year, we spent 2 weeks sitting in a tent in some appalling weather, which drove us completely crazy. And we just thought, we've got to go somewhere else in our lives, another mountain range. But saying that, the objectives in that area were so good that once we came back, they started eating away at us, and we thought, yeah, we've got to go back, we've got to go and climb those other sort of lines that we'd seen on the mountains.
Should be interesting.
So climb up to the col was desperate, heavily crevassed terrain, bottomless snow, and trail breaking for up to about 3 to 4 hours. And getting to the col was amazing. Wow, what a feeling! You know, pretty wild day, Ollie. Christ! Interesting place. That snow was interesting. Interesting place. Fucking out there, isn't it?
Citadel, peak we climbed last year.
Christ.
Onto the Shadows Glacier. Base the gully, it's about 5:30. Getting the gear on ready to go climbing. It looks absolutely outrageous. One of the most amazing ice lines.
Man.
Just clip that, Stu, and I'll take the camera out. You got enough?
Just... Yeah, I'm in.
Are you okay there?
Climbing in the gully was a dream. We had continuous ice for 900 metres, very steep at times, with sections, we were approaching sections that was maybe some of the hardest ice climbing we'd ever experienced. Very steep, quite hard ice, and it's sometimes claustrophobic. 1,000-metre walls either side of you, and there you were squashed down to it squeezing. You're squeezing through this narrow couloir. And most of the way you could even touch both walls either side with your hands, and when we stood at the top you could easily look down the whole route. Very steep.
Got a very, very sore shoulder. It's just about working okay. It's not good for pulling up on, that's for sure. We've got some ice kick down on us. Hit me right on my left shoulder a little bit earlier on, so we're going to carry on, see how it goes on. I think it's going to be fairly stiff later on. And unfortunately we haven't got any high roof or anything. But anyway, we've come this far. So I think we're going to keep going and see how it goes, and hopefully it won't get any worse. It was a lot. We'd been in that gully and we were in one of the narrowest parts of the gully. It hit me and hit me on the shoulder, and it took the wind out of me, and then there was that physical sickness you get when you really feel like you've hurt yourself. I couldn't move my shoulder, I couldn't I couldn't look up. I just kept my head low in case somebody else came. I just expected to be hit by something again. It felt like a big lump, but you never know with ice. It can be a smallish lump, but coming down from that gully, it could take you out completely. So just a lot of pain really.
Initially it was a real worry. I mean, when anybody gets hurt, you want to make sure that they're all right, and if they're badly injured, you've got to go down. That's kind of the rule of mountaineering. You never sort of martyr on. We just had to wait, and Ollie wasn't really sure for a while.
Because of his knackered shoulder, it's a bit easier demoring for him, and also the bolts are falling out of his ice axe, and makes ice climbing a bit more difficult as well.
Concerns in the gully were obviously you're looking up at this huge ice gully. The obvious concerns straight away is it climbable? Can we climb the next pitch? So you pull over this ice bulge and you're faced with the next pitch.
When we had to bivvy in the gully in case anything came down, so we actually dug these ice coffins with the idea that if anything came down the gully, it would fly over the top of our head, over our heads. We're just sort of getting really tight into our little holes. Very, very uncomfortable. All night there was a sort of pitter patter of ice dropping onto our our sleeping bags. Very, very cold, very uncomfortable. But because we were so tired, so cream crackered, we all actually did get some sleep.
Eventually, yeah. Started now. Absolutely knackered. Long days climbing. Really long, and all the climb was hard. Real hard. Christ, in fact, it was out of order.
Should be okay.
Let's go, Stuart.
Pretty dehydrated. Had a headache all last night.
Aren't we all?
So, I'm a bit slow this morning.
Looking up the gully, I think, well, hopefully above that ice up there, we're going to get onto some snow, move quicker, and certainly we'll probably be in the sun, which would be nice, and get out of this fucking bombardment of ice. Very cosy bivvy we had last night. And to spend about 2 hours cutting out sort of ice to get a ledge. Still, we think this is the last sort of steep section of the crag, and we've come into this ice cave, basically to get out of the way of falling ice. And Stuart's just coming up now, but we're pretty fucked, really dehydrated, a bit hungry, not a lot of sleep.
Stressed out.
It's fucking desperate all the way. It doesn't relent, just seems to get harder and harder every pitch from the ground. So this is like sort of day 3 really, on the go, non-stop. Hopefully over the top of this pitch, and we'll get some easy ground. I actually climbed up the inside of here, up to a little hole and poked the rope through, and then came back down to here, and then Stuart sort of, with a bit of a top rope, sort of blasted up the outside and did the rest of the hard climbing. Some fine effort. It's probably like, Scottish 6 ice. Not bad after 3 days. Feeling pretty dehydrated and completely knackered. It's quite stressful. Hopefully this pitch will lead up to snowfields, which then run up to the summit. Probably going to head up for some kind of bivouac somewhere, hopefully, I don't know. Oh, pretty cream cracking actually. Thought it would be up.
His eyes screwed out to it.
Yeah, if you could.
That'll save you a bit of work, won't it?
Yeah, that'd be great. Only making the summit bid. Yeah!
His busted shoulder at one axe.
Fucking good effort.
Well done, team.
Yes, fine guys.
Awesome.
Good effort.
What an awesome line. Never had this moment. Fun, absolutely.
Is that about it?
Not for that one, and that's it. Woo! But not much in it really.
Come on! Come on! Woo!
Awesome.
Oh. Can you see Kichatna spiral there?
Yeah, you can see it over there.
It's that way.
It's that way, Ollie. Is it that way?
Yeah.
Hey Ollie!
Oh, yeah.
Ollie, who's the daddy?
Hey?
Who's the daddy?
Summit is, it's always quite an emotional time because you suddenly got a view of that fantastic vista of the Kichatnas. You know, it was an evening time when the lights and colours are really powerful, and we'd all made it. You know, it was almost touch and go. We had the injury, we didn't know whether we were going to make it, and we got to the top, and it was just a wonderful sort of rewarding experience.
What time is it? About 7 o'clock at night.
Absolutely amazing.
Where are we, Stuart?
Someone on the summit of the Citadel. Kichatna spires. Woo!
Fantastic! Most amazing view. Absolutely awesome.
Oh, wow.
McKinley, Stuart McAleese,
Did it?
the big two, the big Macs, McKinley and McAleese.
It's you know, it went pretty smoothly because we climbed up the routes. We knew the places to stop and to re-belay, to re-anchor our ropes. But it took a long time, and we were very tired, and we were all conscious that we were all sort of, you know, being careful and hopefully not making mistakes. It was gripping, and it did get a little bit darker for once because of the bad weather coming in, and we were all on edge because it did actually start to snow. But it took all of that night, and eventually arrived back on the flat glacier, well relieved. And to
In
be
the morning,
absolutely
and it was dark. It was starting to snow. Got this morning to this. It's basically just blizzard conditions. It's been windy. We've put down about sort of 1.5 foot of snow, and it doesn't look good. It doesn't look very good for the poles who are still on the hill. We managed to get down, but they're still up there. You know, if we'd have got caught in that good last night with avalanches, that'd be really serious. But we're really lucky. You know, had 3 days of awesome climbing,
and got down to just full bad weather. It might be like this for weeks on end now.
I spent 2 weeks on this glacier. I was just really relieved to be airborne. And as soon as you're airborne, you knew you were out there. You know, it was touch and go whether Paul could make it. It was touch and go with the snow conditions whether we could land and get us off. So as soon as I was airborne, looking back at the whole thing, it was just like, yeah, fantastic place, but we're airborne.